I just might go and just get everything I never had while I'm in my bag. I just might go and just get something to stun on that ass, I ain't looking back. I just might go and just get something to say that I'm rich, put that on the crib. I just might go and just get whatever for my little kids, it is what it is.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Mike Ramirez, spelling bee champion. Y'all already know. That's my brother and co-host, Big Nando, and we're the MMA Bros. This weekend was incredible. We did so many things, from Q&As to roundtables to press conferences to the weigh-ins to the actual fights to it was bonkers, guys. Everything was really, really crazy. I mean, where do we even start here? I mean, we can start at the bottom, we can start in the middle, we can start at the top. There's so many good things happening for UFC 285, guys. We're live in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand.
And I think we can start it off by saying, John Jones, baby!
Goat stuff, baby! Oh my gosh.
This is definitely where we can start it off. I mean, We're obviously going to start at the beginning of the card.
Yeah.
But John Jones, I mean, how fans, how incredible was this? How incredible was that to you guys? 2 minutes? I mean, I thought he could run over Cyril, but not like that.
He ran right through him. He literally did whatever he wanted to him. I mean, he outmanned a guy that's supposedly bigger, supposedly, just better on his feet, just could evade him, was going to outpoint him. He did nothing of the sorts. I mean, John Jones is just the best. He is the greatest. He is.
I feel bad for Stipe next. Like I don't know what Stipe is gonna do. Oh my god.
He's like 41, right? He's about to be 41 by the time they fight.
41.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's gonna happen next, because I mean, the way that I could see that the face was not that confident when they put on his face on the camera and showed him in the crowd after the fight, and then he called out. He said, "I can't wait to whoop Stipe Miocic's ass." That Stipe did not look that confident. He just seen Cyril, a real serious contender, guys. A very serious contender here.
1,000%.
Get ran through.
1,000%.
Get trained.
1,000%.
He put the Metro train on his hand.
Oh my gosh. There was way too many good fights on this card. You had a little bit of everything: knockouts, submissions, decision, everything was on this card.
It was amazing.
We're gonna start right at the first fight of the night or of the day. It was amazing. See, one thing about these fights is we're used to these fights happening 2 or 3 hours earlier. Now that we're or later, in the night. Now we're in Las Vegas. It's early in the day. It's just incredible to see from start to finish. There were so many people in attendance, and it's because Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal's movie Roadhouse, which we were in a couple scenes. People. It was packed. Prelims were packed.
Man, celebrities left and right. I mean, you had Tom Brady, the GOAT, in the building. You know what I'm saying? We got Tom Brady, the GOAT, and we had the other GOAT. It was a respect amongst legends.
Yep. So many.
We had Islam in the building. Who thought Islam would be there? Why is Islam there?
Right.
That shows the importance of just the return of John Jones and who he is as a champion, and now. We already looked at him as the GOAT, but now solidifying that there cannot be no bark. You know what I'm 100%. Saying? Because if he did lose, now people got something to say.
Yeah. 100%. And breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, John Jones is the GOAT. All right. We're gonna start at the top. First fight of the night: Esteban Ribovics versus Loic Radabov. I believe that's how you say his name. That fight right away, I thought we were gonna maybe get like a knockout or even a submission early or something, because it's gonna be fireworks. It did end up going all 3 rounds, so it was a decision. But it was definitely a great bout to start the fight card. Those lightweights are definitely looking good. Loic definitely got the decision win on that one for the lightweight division. I do see good things happening to him. I mean, he's 17-4, but Esteban, he was undefeated. He was 11-0. Now he's 11-1. So it's just like, where does he kind of go from here? Obviously, they're both outside the top 15, but I think it was a solid fight to start the card.
Yeah, definitely.
Going straight to the next fight, Damon Blackshear versus Farhad Basharat. This was a great fight as well. Yeah. I was thinking, Blackshear was going to try to impose his will a little bit, watching the beginning of the fight. But I mean, you had it. Fareed just kind of doing what he did, with basically taking winning most of the fight until the end. Remember what was the last 10, 20 seconds?
Yeah, 10, 15
he was
seconds.
Surviving. He was holding on for dear life. Like,
definitely.
That's what it says. The Leon Edwards, when you knock him out. I mean, everything. These fights, you can't count anybody out. It's not like you're down 30 in the game where it's like, oh, you have no chance. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
This is not an organization where they're just throwing certain fighters together to fill up a card or something like that. This is really the top trained people. You can't just get into the UFC and walk and think you're a fighter, and it doesn't happen like this. You got the top guys fighting the top guys, and you're right. Anything can happen at any moment.
Yeah, definitely. And Fareed, undefeated still.
What
a stud at 10-0 for the bantamweight division. Definitely be on the lookout for that guy. He is a monster. But good stuff for Blackshear to come, at the last 10, 20 seconds and actually, make it something. So I really like his heart there. He's definitely, obviously, was fighting to the last minute. And we're going to go to the next fight. Women's strawweight division. This was a banger and an incredible fight. Jessica Penne versus Tabitha Ritchie.
Oh, man.
Wow. What can you say about this one?
That one was fire. I mean, Tabitha, what would they call her? Baby Shark?
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. Yeah, this is great. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Bro likes her so much. I was like, is this Baby Shark or is that your baby boo? We didn't know.
8-1. She is looking like a force. Brazilian. She's
looking very serious. Yes. I mean, just the stand up, she was super technical.
Definitely.
I was like, wow, the kicks. I mean, Penny couldn't even get up from the ground. Most of 5 times. I mean, I don't know how many times.
Yeah,
and then to finish her with the beautiful how she got in position on the side just to get that arm bar. I mean, she did that so quick, like it was second nature to her. Yeah. And then not to mention the hip toss when she slammed her. I mean, the whole arena just was shaking, guys. You guys don't even know what this shit sounded like. I kind of missed it just watching it live, but when I heard the sound, I'm like it was crazy.
T-Mobile Arena was incredible. The vibes were amazing. Yeah, Tabitha Ritchie set she literally, the roof blew off when she got the W. She is looking amazing. Jessica Penne is 40 years old, about to be 41. It's tough to see what she has next.
Might be the end of the road for her soon, If there is, there might be one more retirement fight. I don't think she announced a retirement yesterday. And just hey, my apologies, guys, on the voice. I had a long 3 days. Vegas has done me right. But back to it though. Yeah, it could be the end of the road for her. 40 years old. I think she has one more retirement fight, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if she's that type of fighter to have a retirement fight.
She had a pretty good career, and she was tough as nails in there. So it was definitely it was a great fight overall. I mean, like I said, it was.
That was amazing. Yes.
Now the next fight, the bantamweight division, ladies and gentlemen, this was the longest fight. In UFC history, in MMA history.
Oh, man.
I mean, I felt like this fight took an hour and 45 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even know what was going on here. There was there was multiple groin shots and stops, and there was eye gouging. There was, the judge talking to, we didn't even know what was going on there.
No, for sure. I mean, what was it? He had the kicked him in the nuts.
Right to start, to start the fight. Herb Dean even almost kind of just was like, all right, I take a point. But then he just
on the second one, it was back to back, and there was an eye gouge, and there was all types of things. Yeah. But even with all of that's done, he still was more technical. He still proved he was the better fighter, and he still is an exciting prospect. Dude, I don't think people really think that was dirty. It kind of happens when you're just throwing the kicks anywhere. You just want them to land.
100%.
You're just putting a certain force into them. And when the fighter's moving so much, so it does suck and things like that do happen. But shout out to both fighters.
Yeah.
Man.
So Manna Martinez, Cameron Simon. Cameron Simon's 22 years old, so it definitely looks like he has a bright future.
22. That's
in
right.
the UFC, obviously he was getting a little booze, but at the same time, it's tough in there. You're going against somebody that's experienced in there. You're both trying to get the win. You guys are,
no, for sure.
You're scratching and clawing for everything, and obviously just trying to do anything you can to get a W. So it's great for his career. Undefeated, 8-0, prospect.
Yeah.
Mana Martinez made it a firefight, so it was definitely a great fight. All 3 rounds, definitely it was a great fight, but it was very long as well. Shout out to that. The next fight was an amazing fight from start to finish. Ian Gary versus Keenan Song. Wow. Undefeated still. Ian Gary, 11-0. Wow. I mean, adversity much?
That was amazing. You know, I didn't even notice that Song had came from a bigger weight division coming down like that.
Right.
And you know, so he would already have the power advantage in my eyes. And you know, Ian Gary coming back from that adversity, guys. You guys seen Ian Gary look like he was almost done for. I mean, it was almost a ground and pound. It stopped for a little bit. Then he got back to another ground and pound, and it looked like it was going to be done for again. So to bounce back like that and to finish the guy with a TKO, I mean, it just says so much about him as a fighter. I mean, he's one tough cookie. You feel me?
Definitely. So I mean, that was amazing. He you know, he stuck around for the fans after, took a picture
we actually ran into Ian Gary after the show. He was there with his wife and with his kid. I don't know if it was a son or daughter. It was a young baby. And he stood around with the fans and took pictures with everybody. We'll be showing you guys footage of that and here maybe on this episode, maybe the next. But you guys will see some of the things and some of the fighters we ran into, and just a lot of the behind the scenes of part of the reasons why my voice sounds like this.
Yeah, what an amazing welterweight. I don't even know if we can say prospect anymore. You know, he's putting in the work, and he's here. You know, I think he's here to stay in the welterweight division.
Very impressive win.
I really like where his trajectory is going. Ian Gary, shout out to him. Let's see what he does next. But once again, like you said, Keenan Song, you know, he fought Israel Adesanya. So
you did mention that. And I said it was a close fight, kind of.
You know, so it's at the end of the day,
the closest fight, but
right. So at the end of the day, you know, what I'm saying that, you know, it was going to be a tough fight either way. But shout out to Ian Gary, undefeated still. He said he wanted to fight Miami. We're probably going to be in Miami, ladies and gentlemen. Shout
out to Ian Gary, and shout out to the other fellow Irishman, Conor McGregor, who made appearances all weekend. Man, so amazing,
Definitely, 100%. Now we're going straight to the prelims. That was the early prelims. Now this is the prelim card. Julian Cuban Missile Crisis Marquez versus Marc-Andre Barriault, the Canadian. Wow. Of course, I mean, this one, we knew this was not going to go a decision. It's hard to see any Julian Marquez fights even go the distance when, you know, I mean, he always, you know, he's always in a barn burner. But Marc-Andre Barriault, 15-6 now, stops him, knocks him out. Wow, I mean, this guy's, I mean, he's looking like, you know, something to reckon with in the middleweight division. I really like,
very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see where he could go with this. And just to go back to the fight and the finish, man, oh my gosh, how many times could they have stopped this fight? I mean, wow.
Yeah, he was taking a beating.
Oh, that one was harsh. That was like, whoa. You know, that was crazy. Yeah, he's definitely looking like a very serious contender and a nice matchup for future opponents.
100%. So you look out for Marc-Andre Barriault in the middleweight division, and we're rolling right into the women's flyweight division. Viviane Araújo versus Amanda Ribas. Wow, that was definitely a great win. I thought she was going to get the stop there, maybe one or two times, but it ended up going out. You know, she ended up getting the decision win. Amanda Ribas. She's looking very great too in the flyweight division. You know, she's on a roll, 11-3. You know, it's kind of, obviously we're not matchmakers, so we don't know, you know, who they're going to match her with, but she can really go to champs, contenders, because she has a name. She can mess with anybody. Obviously, she just is tough as nails.
I think the technicality and how she showed her different weapons on the stand up and on the ground, I think that will propel her to a top 5 fight. Yeah. I mean, just how impressive the win was. I mean, that was a beautiful fight. Wow, definitely. Beautiful performance.
100%. I mean, from start to finish, you know, everybody in the crowd. I mean, everybody was going crazy for that fight, as well as all other fights. But once again, I mean, it was a packed prelims. It was already packed. It was almost like 100% crowd, you know, in the prelims. So I mean, this was just incredible. The vibes were amazing. Shout out to Amanda Ribas. once again and getting another win. She is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, for sure.
Now the next fight, you probably thought it was the fight of the night: Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis.
It for sure was the fight of the night to me. I mean, this was amazing. We seen du Plessis get it looked like he was about to be done. I mean, he got rocked so many times. He was gassed. Within the first couple minutes of the fight, for him to come back from the adversity, that to finish that fight like that, and just their back and forth. I mean, Brunson didn't even get up from the floor for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. Guys, there was 1 second left in the round. Listen to this. 1 second left, and his team threw in the white towel. This is something you never really see, guys. The coaching staff behind him with 1 second left. Usually you want to wait out that 1 second to try to go to the next round and still have a puncher's chance to win the fight. That didn't matter. That's how messed up Brunson was. I mean, they threw in the towel. It was bad, and they're right for doing that because he did not get up from that floor for a couple minutes. Yeah. It was bad.
And he's
had a crazy fight.
He's had a.
I didn't know if I really seen what I seen. I was like, wait, was that a towel they threw in? Is that like thrown in the white flag? Is that like, and that's exactly what it was. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So, Dricus, what an amazing fighter, 19-2 in the middleweight division. He just, I mean, definitely somebody in the top 5. Give him somebody in the top 5 next. He's going to be tough.
I think Brunson was the top 5, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
I think he was the 5th. I think I heard them say he was a top 5.
Okay.
So he for sure has to have another top 5.
He's got maybe even a contender fight. Just depends on who he's able to fight and match up. But there's so many monsters in the middleweight division.
Can we get him versus Kamzat?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, be a tough one. That'll be a tough one, but we'll see what's next for Dricus. But he definitely deserves something huge.
No, for sure.
After that win,
for sure.
And now the main events of the prelims: Cody Garbrandt versus Trevin Jones. Cody got the decision win in this one. Stylistically, we pretty much knew it was gonna be a stand-up fight. They weren't gonna wrestle. But Cody ended up getting the win in this one. He's definitely it's tough to say even with the win that he what's next for him, because you can't throw him to the wolves and give him a top 5 guy just because he has a name and a resume and stuff like that. Because you can kind of see slowly that he's declining, but at the same time that guy just has heart. He knows what it takes to win, and he knows what to do. He set out his game plan, and man, shout out to Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, it was great to see him come back. I mean, even the fellas that were sitting next to us were so shocked when they heard that Cody was fighting next. They didn't even know he was fighting there. Yeah. And that just shows you a little bit of the star power that he has and the name who he is. He's the former champion, guys. It's Cody No Love Garbrandt, and that was definitely that was maybe one of the least exciting fights of the night, but it was just that was a pleasure and an honor just to see him step in the octagon and show his art skill, and a couple of the Ali shuffles were a little entertaining to us. Definitely. Like that. I liked how he did it.
Yeah.
But shout out to No Love. I don't know where he's going in the future with this, but
we're just glad he didn't retire, because with the loss, it probably was almost going to be forced into retirement.
Definitely.
And we're so happy that he just basically can do what he wants to do next.
He lives to fight another day.
Yeah, exactly. He can go out on his own terms now, which is just amazing for a guy of that repertoire. Anyway, we're just excited to see whatever he chooses next. We're definitely going to be following Cody No Love Garbrandt, Trevin Jones, tough as nails. Now we're going to go right into the main card, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 285 live in Las Vegas, MGM Grand. Wow, this was amazing. T-Mobile Arena, it was just amazing all throughout. I mean, there was finishes, everything. There was only one decision on the main card, and the first one was not one of those fights. Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett submission in the first round.
He did his thing out there. He really did his thing out there. Jamie Pickett was not the easiest test, so it was very interesting to see what he was going to do with somebody that had experience. I mean, he is 3-0 now, 4-0, but this was his first fight in the UFC. You know, he had the couple of the contender, Dana White contender series fights, but this is his debut, guys.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I think everything that we have thought about Bo Nickel, that everybody thinks about Bo Nickel and that knows about him, he did just that. I mean, first round, I mean, he literally took the guy. He started off with a crazy kick and flew in the air and fell. but after that, I think he kind of embarrassed himself a little bit. He was like, you know what, I'm just gonna grab this guy and do what I do. Like, I'm not messing around here.
Yeah, and the betting odds to go the distance or go the third round were just ridiculous, and you see why, ladies. I mean, he is there to finish fights.
Yeah.
He is not there to play with anybody. He's not there to get a decision. He's not there. He is there to finish fights, win fights, and he wants to be considered the greatest of all time. So he's doing everything the right way. NCAA, multiple state champion. This guy is amazing.
He's
Bo
a scary
Nickel.
guy. Fighters are going to be ducking him.
Yeah,
Let's just say that. There's going to be a lot of ducking.
4-0 at the middleweight division. I mean, at this point, him versus Driscus. I mean, why not? You could really put him versus anybody. We're just saying that because we're this the same card. But I mean, wow, middleweight prospect phenom.
Yeah, the level of talent that he has is second to none. And his confidence is what makes him even better. Like, he knows he's going to be there. He knows he's a top dog. He knows what he wants for his career. He wants to be the legend. He wants to finish as the pound for pound champion. I could even see in his future a double champ trying to go for that. It's a little too early to say that, but with his confidence and his skill, and it's not like one of those fighters. I love Patty Pimblett, but it's it's a little too much hype. But the one with Bo Nichols, this is very serious hype, and he can really follow through with what's going to keep going on for him.
Yeah. So shout out to Bo Nickel, Jay Pickett. I mean, he has so much experience, and he just had nothing for Bo Nickel. So that just tells you this guy's serious. His UFC debut, and he goes out there and finishes them in a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, he took him down. It was over.
That was awesome. Next fight was a lightweight fight, an amazing fight. Mateus Gamrot versus Jalen Turner. Mateus Gamrot coming in off of about 1 month notice, so he coming out kind of a late notice. This guy, I mean, he was blanking him the whole fight. He definitely won the fight, and basically, at least to me, Jalen just really couldn't do anything. He couldn't get up. He just. It was basically
he was getting up kind of decent, but I think he just kept getting taken down. Like it just became an onslaught, and then the timing of it just started taking too long. He was getting gassed. Now he can't even. Yeah, you're right. He just can't even. You're just gassed by that point. It was Gamrot did exactly what I thought he would do, or not thought he could do what I think he can do, and I know he can do. But Jalen Turner was a very tough test. It was amazing.
Definitely.
I mean, Jalen Turner,
tarantula.
Yeah, he had a 5-fight win streak. He's finishing everybody he fights.
He looked huge in there, right? He's like 5-6 inches taller than Gamrot.
At least 5 inches for sure. And he's the tallest in the division. So, I mean, that's crazy. It's going to be interesting to see where Gamrot goes after this. But
22-2, he has a beautiful record. So yeah, I mean, lightweight division, he at least stays where he's at.
Yeah, he just lost to Beneil Dariush, but that was a close competitive fight.
Definitely. So yeah, I would see him probably getting somebody else or somebody in the top 5 now.
Yeah.
And just being an upward trajectory now from here. He is definitely a great fighter, but he definitely won that decision.
Yes.
And the next fight, welterweight, Jeff Neal, Hands of Steel versus Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Fight of the night.
Jeff Neal missed weight, by 4 pounds. He was 175. I mean, that did not matter one bit for Shavkat.
Oh, no.
This guy is looking amazing. Every bit from Kazakhstan. He's looking every bit of just what everybody's saying. He's a force to be reckoned. He's like a wrecking ball in there. He had before the fight he had 8 submissions. 8 knockouts. This guy's his overall mixed martial artist, and he is looking, amazing. I mean, what do you see for this guy? I mean, I don't know, man. What's next for him? It's just
he's another one of those.
No one's gonna want to fight him, man.
It's gonna be ducked. They're gonna duck him, and the top guys, they can't duck for too long. Once you get into that top 5, top 3, you can't duck for too long, because if anybody starts ducking, he's gonna get the title shot. I mean, he's already proved. He did this against Jeff Neal.
Wow.
Hands of steel, Neal.
Undefeated, 17-0. Shavkat Rakhmonov is looking amazing.
That was a very impressive win. Very, very impressive win.
Yeah. So, shout out to him. Jeff Neal's. We'll see what happens next with him. Obviously, he's still a mainstay. This loss doesn't mean much for him. It's not like he's gonna go away.
Monster.
So he's definitely gonna be in contention. Here hopefully in a few months. But he definitely needs to take a little bit of time off.
You guys see that picture when Jeff Neal was getting choked out.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I think he actually went out. I think he actually went out right there.
He did, didn't he? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So. We'll see. So third round submission for Shavkat Rakhmonov. Just an amazing fighter. We'll see what's next for both of these guys. We're just going to roll straight into the co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso.
Crazy.
Whoa, man. 16-3 Alexa Grasso dethrones the queen and new Mexican champion. Wow. I mean, how much support was there for her?
There was more support than for Valentina. I was wow, the crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
It's her coming out, so the Mexican music that she picked, and the crowd going crazy, and the different flags that you are seeing from the people with the nice Mexican pride that they have.
Yeah.
We love our Mexican people, so you can definitely see that pride in them, and that loyalty to their nation. It was amazing to be in the building. We had people right in front of us with flags, and to see that, and to see Brandon Moreno in the building, just supporting her. It was so amazing, and new. Grasso did that in astonishing fashion. She looks very, very good.
She looks amazing. I'm so happy for her. And it's at this point, it's hard to say, oh, what's next for her? It's probably going to have to be a rematch, because when you dethrone, the queen, she's won so many fights in a row. Yeah. She deserves a rematch.
When they're the GOAT so long, it's like you have to give them that rematch right away.
Shout out to Erin Blanchfield. She was in the house. Man, we really thought, or I thought she was gonna, get called out if Valentina won. Next, now it's looking like Blanchfield is probably gonna have to fight Talia Santos. So hopefully Talia Santos and her team can figure out a way to come to the States so she can fight soon.
Yeah.
Because that definitely has to be the title contender for sure. Erin Blanchfield.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Rebook that right away.
There's no doubt about it. She's blue right now. She's like, oh my gosh, this is not what I wanted to happen.
Right. She thought Valentina was gonna win, and then she was gonna get called out. I mean, she was plus 900 plus 800 favorites. So I mean, everybody thought she was gonna win. It was amazing. I'm so happy.
Quoted me, they didn't took down my baby Valentina, guys. This is crazy. This is nuts.
Yeah. So we're all happy for Alexa Grasso. Can't wait to see what they decided next. But it's probably going to be a rematch versus Valentina Shevchenko later this year. Valentina probably take a little time off. But at the same time, we can't wait to see what's next in the flyweight division. It's definitely stirred and shaken up now.
Yeah, they're shaking it up for sure.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, what everybody was waiting for, what everybody was here for, 3 years in the making. John Bones Jones versus Cyril Bongamin Gan. Yes. The GOAT. Bongamin Gan. Oh man, he just couldn't do anything with John Jones at all. He just looked a little flat in there. Cyril Gan did. And what can you say when you see John Jones just charging at you, the greatest of all time, just doing whatever he wants to do with him?
Just grabs you and throws you down. And
just stops him in a couple minutes. I mean, the fight was over before it even started. I mean, it was just amazing to see the greatest fighter.
Their popcorn and shit. Thought it was going to be a war.
This was a great just display And he is back. He calls out Stipe, Stipe looks like it's going to be next. I mean, it's going to be tough to even see if Stipe can do anything with him. Stipe's turning 41. John Jones just looks
super impressive.
He's looking almost unbeatable.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna say almost take it that far. I'm almost taking it that far.
I didn't get to catch the whole press conference after the fight, but I did catch that Dana White was even saying that how unbelievable this guy is.
Yeah.
I mean, because after a layoff of 3 years, he is 35 years old. These are just things that could be in the way. You know what I'm saying? You can have the ring rust and things like that. So for him to come back and just prove that he's still that guy, that he's still that GOAT, that he's up there making GOAT noises. How he did that?
Yes, there's a GOAT moves, GOAT vibes. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Man, it was just everything from just the walkout, the champ is here, just to we went to his after party. We were at his after party at Hakkasan, and he's just an amazing fighter, just an amazing human. This guy is literally the best human fighter in all of human existence in all time, in any weight division. Like this guy is the best. Definitely, he should be on everybody's Mount Rushmores. John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. He's the reason everybody's here at UFC 285 in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. And wow, he
brought everybody out. I mean, they were even filming part of the new movie. What is
Roadhouse?
It? Roadhouse,
yeah.
the remake of Roadhouse with Conor McGregor, Jake Gyllenhaal. They shot so many different scenes. I mean, during the fight, they were shooting scenes of that. And just to even do it during that fight shows how big a magnitude that this fight really was, and the return of the GOAT really was. And oh my gosh, this was
massive stakes.
This was unbelievable.
Yeah. So we'll probably see John Jones versus Stipe International Fight Week, and
that'd be amazing.
And we're probably gonna hear,
hopefully so.
And still, John Jones it seems like it's gonna just be tough for anybody to beat him.
His odds are going to be crazy. He's going to be a minus 600 probably over Stipe.
Yeah, so we're excited to see possibly the title contender after that, which is certainly Pavlovich versus Curtis Blades.
Yeah.
So the winner of that fight obviously is probably going to emerge as the next to fight him after Stipe. And it's still tough to say that anybody's going to do anything with John Jones, but man, just for anything from his career, he's just beyond a legend at this point. I mean, he's doing things that just nobody said he can do. He's the champ. To me, he's still a champ. Some people say champ. He has to hold the light heavyweight division or belt and the heavyweight belt at the same time simultaneously. But at the same time, how many title defenses this guy have? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I know. 14.
Right. So I mean, come on. I mean, so this guy is a champ. Number one greatest fighter of all time, John Bones Jones. Wow. I'm so we're almost. It's hard to put in words what to say about John Jones, because he's just amazing. We've been watching him for so many years, just putting on great performance after great performance, stoppages, and now he just gets another one in the first round versus a heavyweight. People didn't know, what he was going to be able to do for somebody else, as big as him, but, better footwork, so quicker, faster. That didn't mean anything. John Bones Jones is the greatest. UFC 285, just an amazing weekend. From the week to the weekend to the fights, everything was just so amazing. And check out. We can't wait for the next fight. I believe their fight. They pretty much UFC puts on fight cards every Saturday, so we'll be on the lookout for that. In a couple weeks, it's going to be UFC London.
But don't before that isn't is next week Peter Yan versus Rob, isn't it?
I believe
March 11th.
Yeah, and then it's going to be in 2 weeks is UFC London.
That will be UFC London. I mean, thank you, and super shout out to the UFC for putting on these amazing events, and creating these amazing fights back to back. I mean, even during the pandemic, they had it back to back when all the sports were playing. So shout out to the UFC, the biggest and the best promotion out there.
And our last segment, Too Much Sauce. This is going to be the greatest knockout, greatest, submission, feel good moments, and I'm gonna go right into mine. Mine was Tabitha Ritchie. With the submission armbar. She is amazing. Too much sauce. Tabitha Ritchie, she just looked dominant out there.
Yeah,
honestly.
I like just how quick. Like I said, it was like second nature to her. How she just literally she was almost like on top of her. Yeah, yeah, exactly. She passed guard and how quickly it was.
Right. She's transitioned. It was
over.
Like
you didn't even have a split second to think about it. The arm's just out there now.
Yep. So shout out to Brazilian Tabitha Ritchie. Too much sauce. Big Nando, what's your too much sauce?
Too much sauce. I mean, it was very saucy. The night was dripping. I can't lie. I mean, I think I had the most sauce. No, but too much sauce. Definitely, easily, John Jones 2-minute finish. 2-minute finish over Cyril Gane, who they thought. Oh, and just to go back and I had an epiphany right now and thought about it. I don't want to give anybody excuses. Do you think the hand injury of Cyril Gane had anything to do in this factor?
No, I just think John Jones just did what he was going to do anyways. You know, this guy.
It's exactly what he did. It's exactly what he did. He had the most sauce. Right. He came out with complete confidence. The crowd was electric. Everybody loved him. He submitted him.
Wow, first round.
2 minutes?
Too much sauce.
If people were using the bathroom, I feel bad for them. They missed it. It was there. If you blinked your eye, if you try to go heat up your food in the microwave, you missed it, fellas. You know, you can go back and watch it. I'm like, you know, hopefully you recorded it. You know, but,
too much sauce. Wow, what a great pick on that one. John Bones Jones and Tabitha Ritchie. Shout out to both of them.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's us. That's our show today. We are live in Vegas. What a great weekend of fights. We're going to see you guys next week. We just dropped our last episode a couple days ago, so check that out. We are the MMA Bros. That's Big Nando. I'm Mike Ramirez. Drink water, stretch, and we will see you guys next week. John Bones Jones, the greatest to do it of all time. Let's get it, baby. Yes.
Hey.
Let's get it. Crazy for this one.
I just might go and just get everything I never had while I'm in my bag. I just might go and just get something to stun on that ass, I ain't looking back. I just might go and just get something to say that I'm rich, put that on the crib. I just might go and just get whatever for my little kids, it is what it is. I just might go and just get it, I stick to that hustle, I'm more than committed. I was behind, now I'm winning, I used to be chilling, now my focus driven. Ain't the one to be caught in my feelings, I need all the money.